What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about this new Star Wars game, Star Wars Project Maverick. Now, this appeared on the EU PS Store in their database. Now, people are running with this, and it's being covered pretty much everywhere. I mean, obviously, I think I'm about half a day to almost a full day late. I get that, but seems like new Star Wars game. I mean, at the end of the day, it seems like everybody's been saying that this is a game that has been leaked, that it's not supposed to be up there. They did have, it was like a database kind of thing, but it was stealthily added to the European PlayStation Store database. There's really nothing about it at all other than this picture. This PSU, PlayStation Universe, which I love this website, they have said that they think it could be related to an X-Wing versus TIE Fighter project. Now, we know that EA wants more Star Wars games, that there probably is going to be a Star Wars game that releases in 2021. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is getting a sequel, so we know, and we know, again, like, they want to make more games, or more games could easily be in the works. There's those rumors of Knights of the Old Republic, right, that there could be a remake. I think a remake would kind of be more likely than just a brand new game, but it's not surprising. It's not surprising that they obviously want to increase the amount of Star Wars games they're making. There was supposed to be another Battlefront. Remember that kind of like spin-off kind of Battlefront game that was supposed to release this year, this upcoming fall was supposed to be, and they canceled it. So like they have big plans for Star Wars. These Star Wars games have sold and have done very, very well over the last, I mean, say what you want for Battlefront 2, and I wasn't a huge fan of some of the things when it first released, but I thought it was a pretty darn good game, and it's gotten so amazing ever since. I think that game is just an outrageously good game. Jedi Fallen Order, I mean, they're on a roll. Now, is there many games that EA has made Star Wars related? No. And if they had major mistakes and mess-ups, yes, they've canceled many games. They've actually shut down multiple studios to help with other studios that their games then get canceled because they're going to take too long. And, there's a lot of drama with EA and with Star Wars in general. Now, what is weird, I guess I should say, is if you have this Star Wars Project Maverick, right, and it's a picture and it's in the PlayStation Store, right, technically in the database, isn't it a little bit too early? And I don't know this. This is a question for you guys. This is just kind of like me talking, me speculating. Is it like too early for a game like this, in the situation it's in, I should say, for it to appear on the PlayStation Store? Like, say they say, like, within the next coming days, like, yeah, that's a real thing. Like, we're working on it, but, like, that's the fall 2021 game. Like, isn't that kind of early for it to appear? I don't know. How early do games that are coming out, how early do they appear on the PlayStation Store? Like, I'm trying to think of examples like The Last of Us Part 2, but I don't think that's been on the PlayStation Store for, well, you got to pretend like we've gone back in time, right? I don't think that was there like May of like 2 years ago, right? So like it's just kind of weird. But again, if it's in the database, I don't know how early they have to add those kind of things to the PlayStation Store. But if it's a fall 2021 thing, then it's next gen, but it's probably cross generation, right? So it's PS4, PS5. It's just very weird, very weird timing. I mean, I would totally sign up for like a Starfighter kind of thing. I actually really like the Starfighter fighting in Star Wars Battlefront 2. I guess I watch a ton of Star Wars Battlefront channels, YouTube channels. There's some really good ones there. A lot of them are all like UK, but that's fine. And a lot of them talk about how it's kind of like a forgotten mode, that was, I think, Criterion, which like abandoned it, so like it's never gotten any updates, it's never gotten work. People really don't play it anymore, like across the world, right? And that sucks. Like when I hear them say those, and I believe it, right? Even when I play, if I try and play, there's very few people playing it. I would love to jump into and just play an entire game built around it. I mean, I don't know if I would pay full price for it, depending on the value you get, right? I would want, I would want basically them to confirm that it's going to be a really good game and be filled with stuff. But I would totally sign up for like a space battle kind of game. I think that would be a really cool thing to do. And if that's one of the games, and you also have to think, it actually kind of, like in a bad way, and I guess it's not necessarily the worst thing, but this is like you can consider a bad thing. If EA's overall plan is to try and basically get these Star Wars games out as quickly as they possibly can, again, like if they cancel games and they say, well, hey, this is going to take like 4 years, like we don't got time for that, we need games out fast. If that's their plan, a game like this, like a TIE Fighter, X-Wing kind of thing, it does kind of make sense because it doesn't, even from me saying it to you, how much is actually going to be in that game, right? And if there isn't all that much, it does make sense that that game was able to be made very, very quickly. So, I mean, I believe this. I mean, I really don't know how something like this couldn't be true. Something, having this basically be in PlayStation Store, kind of, it's definitely hidden, but it's there. So I don't see why this is something that can't happen. I'm interested to see, because now we're at a crossroads. There's only a couple paths that EA can really take from this, one of which is to confirm the game's existence, which oftentimes like Ubisoft does, right? When Kotaku says, hey, here's everything humanly known about this Assassin's Creed game, and Ubisoft's like, darn it, we were going to say all that stuff next week. Well, okay, here, Assassin's Creed is real, or Watch Dogs is real, and then we're going to talk about E3. And that happens seemingly every single E3, but there are cases where it's just completely silent. The Harry Potter game, the Harry Potter open world game, Warner Bros. Has taken the what Harry Potter game? We've never talked about it. We're never going to talk about it. In fact, we're going to ignore that anything even happened, even though there's leaked gameplay of it. And so, you can take different paths there. And so it'll be interesting to see, does EA come out and say, yeah, you caught us, like that was a mistake, but yeah, this is one of those Star Wars games we're making, and that's really it. Like, we're not going to tell you more stuff. Maybe you'll see it at E3, but we're not going to talk about it anymore. Or does it kind of like, this is news for yesterday and today and tomorrow, maybe through the weekend, but then once it gets to like Monday and, a new news cycle, do people like forget about it? Or does EA hope people forget about it, right? Everybody kind of moves on, and then EA, like a year later, maybe they'll say, hey, we're making this game, and it's called Project Maverick, you know what I mean? So something like that is something totally they could do. I don't necessarily know their history with these kind of things. I feel like they are kind of like Ubisoft, where they would just do it, but there's not. Ubisoft is like the biggest culprit of like somebody leaks it and they talk about it, and they talk about like 1,000 features of it, and it's like, well, you stole what we were going to say. So it's a tough situation for Ubisoft, it seems like. But I'm excited. I mean, a new Star Wars game is definitely something to get excited about, to talk about, with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, having just come out recently, and that game being just so absolutely amazing. I would love a second one. We're for sure getting a second one. But any game in between would be greatly, greatly welcomed by me as well. So guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think this game exists? What do you think this game is? And which path, like I was saying earlier, which path do you think EA takes? Do you think they ignore it? Do you think that they actually confirm it, like maybe today, tomorrow? I mean, they have to do it soon. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit that bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up, and we do new videos every single day. We talk lots about Star Wars, both movies, TV, and games. So if you guys are into Star Wars, you're definitely at the right place. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.